And welcome to the stock recap show. Super excited to be here, 18 July 2022. And we're going to get right into it after this brief disclaimer. Please trade at your own risk, okay? There's no guarantee that you're going to make money with my trading system or any trading system for that matter. So just take this all as educational and try and learn something, okay? So here's the notable movers from the 17th, and I'm just going to start fresh here and change this to the 18th and look for the notable top movers here. I'm going to jump right into FinViz, and I'm actually going to start fresh in a and look up the different screeners that we've built in FinViz Elite. Okay, so I picked some of these tickers off just what's trending, but I'm going to go into our preset screeners, and if you don't see some of this functionality, it's because you may be lacking the FinViz Elite version. If you're interested in getting access to these pre-built screeners, you can schedule a call on FridayTraders.com. So I'm just going to pull some of these tickers off the this convexity list that we've built, which is basically companies close to all-time highs or breaking out to yearly highs. Okay, so I'm just going to go through each of these thumbnails here just to pull up interesting-looking charts. Okay, some of these I can just tell are too thinly traded, like when you see the choppiness and the blocks. It's usually not something that's tradable for this type of trading anyway. Okay, so we are mainly sticking with patterns on the charts, and then the numbers, like the volume numbers and the shares outstanding, and we're going to get into that in a second. But for now, we're just pulling up interesting looking charts here. I'm going to go to the next screener we have built, the swing list screener. There's three main screeners, and the first is to capture the 52-week highs. The next is to capture the largest weekly gainers, okay? So that's what this list is. There's some familiar candidates on here. But we're just going to sort through all these thumbnails here until we get a good list together. SKYX, and lastly is the high risk list, which is just positions that are up the most on the day here. Okay, so from open, and I like to start with companies that are up 10% or more. Okay, so I'm going to pretty much ignore anything below this 15 mark here. So I'm going to pull up some of these charts here. So we're looking for market caps over 100 million that's to try and be more consistent and to cater to larger traders that could be trading millions of shares. And we want companies that are going to be liquid enough that can handle that sort of volume. So, BOXD. Okay, so I got a good list here. I'm just going to go ahead and start closing out some of these duplicate tabs here. Apple, not trading that today. FFIE, okay, so this was on the list last week, but I'm just going to close it out because it had a down day today. Like to see that upward momentum here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to see what the three notable movers from the 17th were. That was yesterday. So CLNN was one of them, and it was up 7% today. So that's a trade you could have captured. A nice gain today on the upside. This looks good. High relative volume. It's up pretty big on the week. Had a big day today, up 20%. Let's see how the 15-minute chart looks. Okay, so this doesn't look all that bad here. VHC, VRNet. So the volume's not quite at 1 million. I'm just going to go ahead and close this out because we have a lot of opportunities here. This volume's not over 1 million either. SKYX, going to be watching this tomorrow. This looks like a company that could be a top mover here. It's got 45 times relative volume, low short float, relatively low outstanding shares. It's up 72% on the week. Okay, so that's probably the first highlight. Mara, this was up big because of crypto. This has a lot of Bitcoin. I think I saw it had like 300 million worth of Bitcoin or something, and that was last week. So I know Bitcoin was up today. So that's why that was up big, Mara. So careful treading here, but could be in for a big day tomorrow too. I don't know, but I think Boxel's number 1 so far. CPRX, it's got the volume, not crazy relative volume. It's not up too big on the week, and there's this kind of shooting star pattern here. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this out because I like CLN better right now, the relative volume here. Okay. Same thing with the shooting star candle here. SIGA, not a great day today, so can't be a big top mover of the day. CCRN, this is good. Funko's no good. Rhythm, this looks good. This is probably ahead of CLNN on the big mover that's potentially tradable. 4 times relative volume here. Pretty low outstanding shares, so it's up 142% on the week. Wow. VTL. So this was also on the list from Friday. It was up 72% last Friday on some pretty big news. We highlighted in the video. It was confirmation of delivery of 50 zero-emission aircraft, which is pretty cool. But not a huge mover today. Just gonna track that tomorrow, maybe a little bit. BOXD, it's a repeat. Verve, I don't think it's gonna be ahead of Mara here, so I'm just gonna close this out. Mara's a repeat. BHC, this is not enough volume. Not enough volume here either. Canopy growth, just going to close that out. BOXD, repeat. Okay, so number 1 big mover is SKYX. I would consider this to be somewhat tradable. It's traded 10% of the company today. You divide the outstanding shares by the volume, and you get the amount of shares that traded hands, or the percentage of the company that traded hands today. So I could just say it's about 10% because there's 72 million shares outstanding and 75 million shares were traded. So probably a little more than 10%. BOXD, this is a good 15-minute. Oh, let's look at the 15-minute pattern here. So yeah, it looks great. Looks great for a trade. BOXD, this is not crazy relative volume, but it's got 16 million shares traded. Pretty high in terms of percentage of total of the company too. Just didn't have as big of a day as SQL Tech. So we got BOXD, and then we got Mara, which is actually slightly ahead of BOXD on percentage basis. Okay, so it was up 21 point. Oh, never mind. Okay, BOXD is up 21.67%. Mara's just behind it at 21.39. Mara was plus 21.39%. BOXD is plus 21.67%. SKYX is plus 43.15%. So crazy moves there. But now we have the headline for the YouTube video that we're going to publish tomorrow, so that's cool. Subscribe to the Decode channel if you want to get alerts on YouTube. And now we're going to go into the next section, and this is the last section of the chat, is the scary stocks. So we're going to look to see how the scary stocks did from the 17th and update some more scary stocks today. So let's see how they did. I have not checked on these yet, so I really don't even know. They could be up big. Crocs is up 1.57%. Dish is 0.06%. EQT, oh, I know gas did very well, so I think this probably did well as well. 3.39%. Okay, so not all that scary out there, I guess. For these stocks, they're all up. Interesting. Okay, so sort through some of these and pick the worst ones. Okay, so this is down 57% on the week. It's pretty huge. Nobody seems to care either. Nobody's buying the shares. It's not a great sign. So I'm just going to go ahead and close out some of these positions from the bear spread list. Codex, this is down 43% on the week. It's pretty bad. This was a COVID stock. New Gold, Canada, super low price per earnings. That's pretty ridiculous. But then again, I do know that gold futures are not doing so well. At least not the last time I looked here. Let's see, gold here. Okay, so I would call this a bearish pattern, short term, mid term, long term. Don't buy gold. Don't buy gold. And all the metals are trending that way too. Copper. It's good for material costs if you're building something, but maybe not for the overall health of these gold stocks. So yeah, not looking good. New Gold, Codex, Swivel. Let's really see here. So this looks bad too. Really no support at all. Just broke 5 and it kept going and it came from 10, so it's down 75% in the last quarter. It's really bad. One Connect Financial, this doesn't have any relative volume at all. It's down 20% on the week. It's up 27% on the quarter though, so I don't know if you can really call this a bearish pattern, and we do trend trading, so we're going to stay away from that. PYR, this doesn't look too great. Very low volume here, so this may be hard to get. Well, if you're betting against it, it might be hard to get the shares to short. So I'm just going to close those out. Norwegian, this looks bad, but not as bad as these other ones here. Yes, these are from the bear screen list, and these are the top gainers. Okay, so yeah, I think Swivel, Codex, and New Gold Codex is actually up. You know what I'm going to do from now on is only have the biggest daily losers rolled. That'd probably look differently and get different results too. Yeah, because these numbers don't look as impressive, although I guess they're not going in the title of the YouTube thing, so they don't need to be all that great. But if we just look for worst performing stocks on the day, get really super short with our time frames here, we can go from open and look at some of the, so we really do have to separate the market caps because a lot of these companies are not tradable really, because they're not going to have shares to short in the brokerages because they're basically bankrupt. CAPR, that was a big down mover today, but still pretty far off the lows, so interesting there. Frequency. Macrogenetics. ADN. Hero. This was down 20%. So yeah, we're getting kind of small up here. So if we go market cap over 50 million, I change the list a little bit, and over 100 million. That way, there's a good chance. Let's go even bigger, over 2 billion. This way, even on some of the off brokerages, you might be able to find shares to short here. So, yeah, these are all good. Yeah, so this is going to be my new bear spread list. I'm just going to save the screen here. Call it the don't buy list. That's it for this video today, and I'll see you all in the next video tomorrow. See you then.